Well, hello, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back. Jiu-Jitsu 2000 here today. I'm back. I hope you're doing fantastic out there. In this video today, we have another offering from Sofirn. This is model SP33. Switch powerful flashlight, 5200 lumens, 327 meters of throw, USB Type-C charging, and it's also IPX8 waterproof. I want to say thank you to Sofirn right off the bat for sending this light out for review. Feel free to pause your screen if you want to read that for a longer period of time. I will be talking about that in this video. So we're just going to push. I like the new packaging that they've done on this flashlight. They've done a good job. They have that magnetic box like somebody else that we know. Here is the user's manual for the SC33. We have the lanyard and 2 replacement tail cap O-rings. So very nice. We also have a USB cord, so you got USB-A to USB-C. And these are good quality cords that you can use for charging the light. The last thing that we see in here is the flashlight itself, and as you can see, everything came packaged very well. You got this little tag on here, we'll take that off. That's basically telling us that we need to take the insulation film off of the battery because this flashlight will not work with that film in place. So while we have this open, let's go ahead and look at that battery. We're dealing with a 21700 that operates at 5000 milliamp hour. This is a standard non-proprietary battery. And while we're in here, take a look at that head build of the flashlight. It's not a bad looking build. And then looking inside, you can see there's a spring down in there. If I push the battery, you can see it's got a spring. And notice the thickness of the battery tube. This thing is going to be a tough, durable flashlight. So when we thread the head of the flashlight over this O-ring, it creates an IPX8 waterproof standard. Now looking at the strike bezel here, you have a nice stainless steel strike bezel, glass lens, eggshell reflector, and that XHP70 LED right there in the middle. That's version 3 of that LED. Now if we look here on the tail cap portion, look at that. That is a USB-C charging port. It's not on the head of the light anymore. It's on the tail cap portion. Very interesting. And I like what they've done by putting a good piece of rubber there so you have something that you can pack in there. I also like that they have a metal tail cap switch, and there is a pocket clip here so you can carry this thing in your pants, in your pocket. Now this flashlight has 2 different offerings. You can do stepped lighting levels, or you could also do ramping. And it's very easy to switch between those 2 different operations. So to turn the light on, we're just going to push that tail cap switch, and you can see the light comes on. And then if we're in stepped mode, we'll just push and hold, and you can see that it steps through the modes. So we got economy, low, medium, high, economy, low, medium, and high. Now if you want to push and hold, you'll see that you can enter a moonlight mode. So moonlight mode is 10 lumens, and this will last 300 hours. That's impressive. That's over 12 and a half days of runtime. And on this moonlight mode, you get 15 meters of throw and 57 candela. Now if you push and hold, you'll cycle up to economy, 50 lumens for 45 hours. That's 1.87 days, 31 meters of throw, and 243 on the candela. Push and hold again, you get to low. This is 300 lumens for 11 and a half hours of runtime. And this puts out 75 meters of throw, 1417 on the candela. Push and hold again, you get to medium, 790 lumens for 5.3 hours 120 meters of throw, and 3617 on the candela. Push and hold again, you get to high, 1800 lumens for 1.85 hours. And what's impressive about this high is you get 189 meters of throw. 8900 on the candela. Now if I double press, we're going to get to 5200 lumens of turbo. That's impressive. An hour and a half of runtime, 327 meters of throw, and 26,750 candela. Now if we look at the side of the head of the flashlight here, when I turn it on, you can see a power level indicator that will light up. Now if you see solid green, it's 75 to 100%, but in our case you can see that it's a flashing green. That means we're between 50 and 75%. This will stay on for about 5 seconds. If you see red, we're between 25 and 50%, and if you see flashing red right here, we're below 25% of our battery life. So the operation of this is very simple. So if you want to switch from stepping to ramping, when the light is on, all you have to do is hit this tail cap switch 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. You see that acknowledgement flash. Now from here you push and hold and you are ramping now. It'll light up and flash on the highest of the spectrum, and it'll also do that when you reach the lowest of the spectrum. So again, pushing, you'll get all the way to the high and it'll flash, and then you do it again and it'll go all the way down to the low. So that is pretty cool. And again, if you want to switch from this back to stepped, you can just hit this 4 times. Now you got that acknowledgement flash, and then when you push and hold, now it's stepping again. So it's very easy to switch between stepping and ramping on this light. This light is impact resistant down to 1 meter. It also is IPX8 waterproof down to 2 meters. It's 131 millimeters long and 32 millimeters at the head. If you want that in inches, that's 5.16 inches long and 1.26 inches at the head. The weight of this is 3.8 ounces. That's 110 grams. That's without the battery. So this light has a cool feature. It has an automatic lockout function. So when the light is turned off, after 1 minute, this light will automatically lock itself out. Now it's probably not going to do that right now because it's been less than a minute. Yep, so it turned on. But if that thing's sitting in a pack or something, or you set it in your glove compartment, you don't have to do anything special to lock that light out. It does it automatically. I forgot to mention that this light does have a strobe, so we can triple press for a strobe. And that is a very bright strobe, very disorienting. And then a single press will take you back to the previous mode that was accessed. And it does not remember turbo. It only remembers economy, low, medium, and high. Okay, let's go ahead and turn the light on. We're going to test the IPX8 waterproof standard of this light. As you can see, it's clearly underwater. Pull the light out, and let's just hold the button down and see if we cycle through the modes. And as you can see, it does. If we turn it off and then long press, you can see that we get back to the economy mode. And then again, if we want to see that strobe, you can see that the strobe works. Single press turns it back off and turn the light back on. Now if you want to click 4 times and switch from stepping to ramping, 4 clicks, and now we should be ramping. Got to the top and flashed, and then it ramps all the way down. So as you can see, this light clearly passes the IPX8 waterproof standard with flying colors. I really like this light. So right now we're looking at the moonlight mode. This is 10 lumens, and on this setting it lasts 300 hours. That's over 12 days of runtime, and that's awesome for a moonlight mode. Push and hold, we're gonna go to economy. This is 50 lumens. That's a good setting. And you get 45 hours on that one. That's 1.8 days of runtime, 31 meters of throw. Push and hold, we're gonna bump up to low. 300 lumens for 11.5 hours, 75 meters of throw. This light is powerful. Push and hold, we're going to go to medium. 790 lumens, 5.3 hours of runtime, 120 meters of throw. Push and hold, we're going to bump up to high. This is 1800 lumens for 1.85 hours. It puts out 189 meters of throw. This is a fantastic flashlight. And if I double press, we get to 5200 lumens of turbo for an hour and a half. 327 meters of throw and 26,750 on the candela. Now if you want to see that strobe, we'll take a look at that. We'll triple press and there is the strobe. Very disorienting. That is a crazy strobe. Single press turns us back to high. Now if we want to click this 4 times, we'll go into ramping. So there's the acknowledgement flash. Starts on the low end. I'm going to push the button and as you can see it ramps all the way up. And it flashed at the top, push and hold, and it'll ramp all the way down. You can also access the strobe when you're in ramping. So it's the same as before. Triple press. Now another thing that I forgot to tell you is when you're in ramping like this, wherever you are, if you turn the light off and you turn it on, it will remember that, even on the highest end. So when you get to the high end here, because that's high, turn it off, you turn it back on, it remembers high. If you want turbo, it's a double press. Boom, there's 5200 lumen turbo on ramping. So this is just a wonderful flashlight. I like what it does. Personally, I like the ramping myself. You can get that from anywhere. That is pretty cool. But hopefully you enjoyed those night shots. Well folks, my final thoughts on this Sofirn SP33. I really like this light. One thing that I did not note is this traction on the body is very good. This has excellent traction. So if it's wet outside or you got gloves on or something, you're not going to have a problem holding on to this flashlight. I love that they put a metal telcap switch on there. I think that's wonderful, and their choice of LED is fantastic. I love that it tail stands. The pocket clip is solid. One thing that I've noticed after working with Sofirn for many years doing reviews of their flashlights is they tend to keep standard non-proprietary batteries in their flashlights. I really like that. That opens up a lot of possibilities. In the event that you have a battery that dies, you could stick something like a standard 18650 in here. As long as you have this little adapter or a piece of pipe to put it in, you can put that in this flashlight and the flashlight will perform just fine. It's going to have the same brightness levels and stuff like that, but the run times are going to be a little bit different since you're putting a lower capacity battery in there. But just to have the ability to do that is something that is getting more hard to find these days. Now Sofirn has also been known for putting out a very high quality flashlight without making the price climb too high. So I really like that. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a lot of fun. I want to say thank you once again to Sofirn for sending this light out for review. This particular model, that battery tube is very thick. And the fact that it has a spring on each end, if you were to drop this thing violently and it hits a hard surface, it's going to give that battery a little float area to move inside, which I think would prevent damage to the flashlight itself or the battery. So I want to say thank you guys for watching today. If you're interested in this light, I'll put a link in the description box down below. Again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a beautiful day. We'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.